Mike Bohn here with former UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley. Tyron, obviously been a few weeks since the fight with Kamaru Usman. Can you just talk about what it feels like to not be the champion anymore, not have that belt? Does it feel different, or is it kind of the same thing?
It feels weird. When you say former champion, I wanted to just turn around and kind of mug you a little bit. But, it's a part of the game. You can't be in this sport and knock guys out and defeat guys. And, you really crushing their dreams. Everybody gets to the point, you never know when you're going to get another chance at the world title. So when you get to that point and you get defeated, man, it's a crushing feeling. So I've given that feeling to a lot of fighters. So for me, I've tried to stay busy. I just came from vacation. Actually, I flew in today, red eye from Orlando, Florida. I was in Disney World. I got an album that dropped, and obviously working on ESPN has kept me busy. But it's going to come a point where it's going to be a day where I don't have anything to do. I'm going to have to really deal with it. So, it's just something I didn't see coming. It's a performance that I can't really even explain. It was kind of an out-of-body experience. I just felt like I was just floating. My coach was trying to fire me up, and I just was kind of a blank stare. It's the best way I can explain it. And he came out, man. He came out delivered. He stuck to the game plan. He went out there and he won every round, and he did what he needed to do. He remained focused, and he's a champion now. So now it's a road to redemption. I thought in my mind I was going to fight him, beat Kobe, go get the middleweight belt, and at the end of the year be fight of the year. So obviously God has a different plan for me, and I feel like with a crushing loss like that for myself and just me, I was heartbroken. I feel like the comeback is going to be so vicious if that's the way I feel. If I feel that way now, it's got to be setting me up for a greater opportunity, a greater blessing down the road. And, it's not, I'm not going to lie to you and be like, okay, I can see it clearly now, but I know how this feels. I've been here before. Definitely, I'm not going to shy away from going back and get my belt back.
Yeah, and you mentioned not long after the fight that you saw a clip and you're like, I didn't even recognize myself in there. Yeah. Have you had the chance to watch the full fight, or is that still all you've seen?
I'm not going to watch the fight, because when I think about it, I don't remember a lot of the fight. I don't remember what happened. I don't remember. I remember just thinking like, damn, I'm letting it hit me. Damn, he just elbowed me. I didn't like that. Oh, he just took me down with that. It was like I was really just not really even there. So I don't think it's a reason for me to watch it, because it wasn't me. It was my shell out there. I think when I stumped the octagon like I always do, my soul jumped out of my body, because it was Tyron Woodley, the shell, but it was very uncharacteristic for the way that I performed, the championship ways that I shown. And I think the best thing to do is just not to watch it, to just train my ass off, get back in the mix, get ready to go out there and take, whether it's an instant rematch or whether it's, he fight Kobe and I have to fight somebody else, whatever the UFC decides to do with the title fight. But whoever's in front of me next, they got to get the business. Every time I've lost, which has only been 4 times, the next fight somebody's got knocked out. So that's what I'm going for.
There you go. And as far as what's next, these quotes came out about Conor McGregor today. I know you don't do anything without thinking about it. You're a very smart guy. You do everything tactically. Why was that the time to drop that call out right now?
What's funny is I really didn't think about that. When I had a show on TMZ called Hollywood Beatdown, and we did a new segment called if you were the owner of the UFC for one day, what would you do? So they were asking me questions about Conor McGregor, saying he wanted to fight against Khabib instantly for a rematch, and then he wanted to fight Nate Diaz, and after that, he wanted to go and fight Cowboy Cerrone, and he wants a piece of the company. What would you do? So then I started thinking about it. Randomly, just bumped in my head. Okay, you fought at 170. You want to fight Nate. You just lost the world title. I just lost the world title. We both kind of in a weird spot because his profile is so high where it makes no sense for him to fight anybody outside of, a marquee fight. And, I beat almost everybody in the division. Looking at who I fight next, it's going to be difficult for the UFC to pick. I'm like, fuck it, let's fight. And, I didn't even think about it. I just said it. And then after I said it a couple more times, I'm like, that actually makes a lot of sense. So, I don't think he ever really wanted to fight me. I think he wanted to say he fought at welterweight. We all know Nate Diaz is not a real welterweight. But now thinking about it, I think that's going to be a dope fight. I think the fans will get behind it. I'm very confident in that fight. And we obviously had a little smoke in the past. Yep. We never really saw that. So, I've checked my phone. It's been blowing up about it. So wherever Conor McGregor at, drinking some proper 12, let's get this working. Come get this smoke.
What are the chances, you think? It sounds like, what I'm hearing behind the scenes, the UFC is having a hard time tracking him down right now to kind of book a fight. We see Cowboy Cerrone's book, so clearly that didn't happen. Do you think, this has a realistic shot of happening?
I don't know when he can come back, and I don't think. I'm not getting the instant title shot. He shouldn't get an instant title shot because, he looked just as out of body as I did. He didn't look good in this fight. Khabib didn't look good either, to be honest. And you think about guys like Cody Garbrandt got knocked out, got a title shot instantly. You think about T.J. Dillashaw. He was, before he popped for the USADA deal, he was about to get a shot again against Cejudo. Same thing with Joanna Jędrzejczyk. These are people that were knocked out. So I found it hard to believe that I've reigned over this division. I beat some of the who's who. I had a bad night. After all of that, I don't get an instant title shot. So I'm like, he's sitting out like a sore thumb. I'm sitting out like a sore thumb. Let's get this work. I really don't think he want to fight me. I really think he's scared to fight me. I really think playing around at welterweight was fun and games, but when you got to fight somebody with real power, especially like I said earlier, anytime I've lost a fight, I came back and knock somebody out. Like, I'm going to be pissed when I get in there with anybody, and I don't think any fighter in the world want to see that Tyron Woodley.
And you ultimately want that belt back, but it's a very interesting situation. We have Ben Askren here, we have Anthony Pettis moving up to welterweight. How is this all going to work out with three of these guys, three of the best fighters in the world in the same weight class, hovering around each other? How are you guys going to make this work?
Yeah, I'm gonna get the belt back. And after that, I'm gonna fight a couple of times. Maybe fight Kobe. I mean, maybe Kobe and Usman fighting. Maybe Kobe. Who knows? Who's gonna win that fight? It don't matter. I'm going for the belt. I'm not going for Usman. I'm not knocking on Usman. He beat me, man. He beat me, and I don't want to make no excuses. I didn't show up that night for whatever reason. I still haven't been able to locate the reason why. I'm still in shock. I'm still confused on why it happened. But at the end of the day, that's my division. I think my teammates understand that. I think they respect that. They want to see me get my belt back. And after I get my belt back, I think I'm going to go up there and grab the 85-pound belt as well. So maybe we'll have a conversation, and maybe if they buy me a nice meal, maybe I'll give up the welterweight belt.
There you go. And last thing, ideally, whether it's Conor, whether it's Kobe, Usman, whatever, I want to
see if Conor want to fight me. I want to see what his response. Has he said anything about it?
I haven't seen anything. No.
Yeah, I think he's smart enough, because if he says something, the fans going to get behind it, and he's going to be forced in a position he don't want to be in. So, I'm really curious, because I haven't checked the internet, but I'm really curious to see what his thoughts are on it.
Okay, well, say that does happen, or whatever other fight, when ideally do you want to fight?
It's crazy. I talked to Dana, and he told me, let me know when you want to fight. He said right now the division's crazy. You got guys, Masvidal winning fights, and then he get into it with this guy in the backstage, and da-da-da. So it's a lot of talent. It's always been a lot of talent in the division, and now I'm just coming at it from a different angle. I was at the throne, and guys were coming up to fight me. Now I got to find the right fight. I don't want to fight any and everybody. I've already proven myself. My resume speaks for itself. If it's not a fight that brings me to the title or not an instant rematch, I don't think the UFC should even offer it to me. I think I'm due that respect. So a Conor McGregor fight is going to obviously, one, be a great legacy fight. Two, I've never had a super fight. Nobody's ever, really thought about that. Secondly, it's going to put me right back. There's no way I go out and beat up Conor, knock him out, and not get my title shot immediately. My star power is going to be too high.
There you go. Well, definitely looking forward to seeing what's next. Really appreciate you talking about this, Tyron, and looking forward to seeing you back in there whenever it is.
Thank you. Appreciate it.